bring in Richard Blok. He's a criminal defense attorney who practices in Idaho. And I thought it'd be great to talk to you about this whole notion, Richard, that, I mean, you're sitting in a ruby red state where not only do you have the death penalty, but you're one of only a very small handful that decided to go the firing squad route if there's an inability to get the injection drugs for lethal injection. And yet the county, Latah County, is kind of the bluest county in the state. How does this all factor into Bill Thompson's decision-making, and then also the defense decision-making as to whether to ask for a change of venue? Because you'd be changing venues from a very blue county into probably all the far more red counties that surround it.
So I don't think the prosecutor's decision to seek the death penalty has anything to do with either their political leanings. You know, if you look at the history of death penalty cases and like nationally, it has been used equally in what we consider now blue states and red states, although, you know, we have a couple states which use it quite a bit. I don't know that that's really an issue so much. I think in terms of whether the defense will seek to try and move this case, I still think they're probably going to do that. After all, this is a very small community where everybody is attached to the university somehow. I think it would be smart for them, from my perspective at least at this point, to move it. They are, of course, in the middle of this, and they have a different perspective than I do, seeing all the discovery being involved in it.
I keep wondering, Richard, what difference does it make in this day and age with the prevalence of digital media? We have headlines in our hands at all times. The world is kind of flat when it comes to, you know, finding a jury pool that hasn't been saturated by big stories like this. Is there really anywhere that you can think of in Idaho that would be a venue that would be any different, honestly?
You know, I think actually most people don't really pay attention to the news that much. I think that, you know, although people may have heard about this case, they're not going to be hearing about all the details about this case. They're not going to be subject to the local rumor mill. And again, those connections to the university, feeling close to these people somehow, having gone to the same bars, the same restaurants as these people, knowing where these streets are, that's a very different feel, I think, than another community which doesn't have those connections to the university. And of course, you know, plenty of people are not paying attention to the news at all, don't know what's going on.
Well, do you know what, though? I agree with you, except for the fact that social media has really sort of taken the place of a lot of TV watching for news. So while they may not be watching us right now on this show tonight, they're seeing the clips on social media and the following that the Idaho murders has. I mean, it is really kind of, it's perplexing, the fascination across the country, let alone, I mean, Idaho. That's the only reason I think many people follow this case, even if they're not following the news. But can I ask you your prediction on what you think Bill Thompson is going to do with regard to, he's got 55 days as of tonight to choose whether he's going to go down the route of death penalty or not. What do you think he'll do?
You know, I'd be surprised if he doesn't try and bring the death penalty here. I would think just from a prosecutor, I don't know this particular prosecutor, but any prosecutor is going to want to have as much leverage as they possibly can. And the death penalty just gives them all that extra leverage. They can always take it off the table later. So I would expect it's coming.
And then just remind me really quickly, Richard, how things work, because every state is a little bit different. Sometimes juries make a recommendation. Sometimes there's a second mini trial. You could get a guilty verdict, and then there's a second mini death phase where the jury has to be unanimous. In Florida, it used to be that they didn't have to be unanimous on a death verdict, and then that changed constitutionally. What is the Idaho code for procedure when it comes to actually handing down a death penalty?
So I haven't personally been involved in a death penalty case yet. So I'm a little hesitant to give you a very detailed answer. My understanding is it's a jury that makes a decision on this, but I wouldn't want to say that specifically.
Do you know anything about John Judge, the district court judge in this case? And I only ask that. I mean, I suppose he could be replaced too. That's happened before in preliminaries. But sometimes in certain states, a jury will make a recommendation, and the judge ultimately is the person who will decide. And I have seen, I think it was a case in Florida, Justin Barber, wow, I can't believe I pulled that one out, where the judge was given a recommendation and went against it. I may be wrong with Justin Barber, but that's the one that sticks out. What's your thought about this particular judge when it comes to the possibility of deciding against a recommendation a jury might give him?
So I don't practice in front of this judge, but judges in general are very rare to decide against juries. In general, the judges have actually a lot of power to decide against juries. They can throw out jury verdicts. They can do all kinds of things, but that is exceedingly rare. You know, in the kind of less than, you know, the 1 in a million kind of shot that would happen.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.